morning. I'm Sean Gallagher, for the people who don't know me. I'm the superintendent here in Newburyport. And Mr. Wolf says, "You ready to launch the program?" And I thought on the agenda it said lunch, but I said, sure, I'll say a few words. Well, first of all, I just, reflecting on the great city of Newburyport, and I grew up in Salem, Mass, so I'm a North Shore person. I don't think North Shore people ever really leave the area. But when I first came to Newburyport in the summer of 2018, once I was fortunate enough to be appointed, I had the great opportunity to really enjoy homecoming and brought my two daughters up to Newburyport, and I was just totally amazed, just the feel of homecoming, of a true community that really comes together. And that community-wide week-long celebration was just awesome. And it still has an impact on me, and I've just been fortunate for the past 4 years to really get to know Newburyport and the strong connections that we've had with the local business communities. And our schools and students have been supported in so many ways, from donations to fundraisers to district programs to hosting student interns. And your organizations have helped the Newburyport Public Schools thrive. So really our goal this morning is to build on those great connections by expanding and strengthening our student internship program. Principal Wolf and the college career counselor, Aaron Smith, who we just hired in the summer, have already done tremendous work in this area. Really tying into our long-term vision, providing details for us to establish a comprehensive internship program for our seniors and juniors. Before we go on with the program, I'd like to say a few words and introduce Honorable Mayor Donna Holliday. And as you all know, as mayor of the city and chair of our school committee, Mayor Holliday has advocated for educational programs that have helped young people build a vision for their future. And as an educator herself, she fully understands that transitioning from high school to college career can be daunting, and the students can benefit from learning from mentors like you all, and who are already in the world of work and careers. So as a leader of the city, she's focused on developing partnerships that have allowed the city of Newburyport to grow. The work we're doing here today is a continuation of her approach and an opportunity for all of us to come together to support an excellent education experience for our young people, while also creating exciting opportunities for our business community. So at this time, please welcome Mayor Donna Holliday.
Good morning and welcome. It's wonderful to see all of you here today. I did want to recognize our Mayor-elect, Sean Reardon. Where are you, Sean? There he is. He's here with us this morning, too. Nice to have you here, Sean. So this is a program that I have really wanted to see grow over the past many, many years as mayor, and before that as a school committee member. And I know that the past couple years have been daunting personally and professionally for all of us. But in the midst of all of this, there are these moments and these opportunities for us to do really important things to advance the life of people in our community. And for those, I'm talking about our high school students. And this is a great opportunity for all of you as business owners, advocates for business, advocates for students, advocates for our environment, to be able to reach out to our students and provide them opportunities for internships, job shadowing, to be a mentor, to come and speak at Career Day. There's so many ways that you can get involved to help launch this program. I'm so excited about the hire of Aaron Smith, who is the career and college counselor. In the very short time he has been here, we already have 82 students who are in internship programs. So thank you, Aaron. That's really amazing. But there is so much more work to do. I mean, you know, those of you who have parents or, are as parents or have extended families, you know what the cost of college education is today. It's staggering when you start looking at those numbers. So anything that we can do as a community to help find pathways and tracks for our seniors or juniors and seniors as they begin to graduate, it really helps them in terms of finding a way and knowing the direction that they want to go in, whether it's a career or on to college. So your role in helping foster these brilliant young minds and our next generation is really critical. And I am incredibly grateful for all of you being here today. And I know that this breakfast will probably be the first of many of these opportunities to bring our business community together to help advance this program. The other piece that's significant here is the relationship that the schools have developed with four higher ed institutions on the North Shore. So not only do we have this wonderful internship program that's launching, but we will shortly see students from Newburyport High School graduating with an associate's degree and a high school diploma. And part of that process can be helped by you and the work to help lead those pathways for our students. So I'm very grateful for all of you being here today. Just give a quick shout out to ACES, Anna Jakes Hospital, the Bresnahan School, Essex County Superior Court, Frew Realty, Hancock Associates, Lively Kids, Lowell's Boat Shop, Sustainable Energy and Environmental Coalition, Stonecrust Pizza, and Cemetery Finishings. And I'm sorry if I missed some of you, but really appreciate your interest and involvement in coming this morning. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the program.
So thank you everyone for being here today. I'm Andy Wolf, I'm principal of the high school and very excited to see so many of you here. And again, it's a tribute to the work that Aaron Smith has been able to do in really getting us more organized so our students can benefit just from the rich resources of the Newburyport community. Every morning I come in from Swampscott, so I cut through the business park there and I'm just amazed just at the wealth of companies that are there and just an untapped resource for our students, but then also in the downtown area, and then all of the different environmental organizations that are part of this community as well, that there's something for every student to explore their interests, which is really a big vision that we have for Newburyport High School, is that every student, as they go through their 4 years, is we're creating a curriculum and program that allows them to really explore their interests and passions, recognizing that that's really what's going to drive them, not just through their 4 years of high school, but beyond. And then with that, we're creating and helping them to create a flexible post-secondary plan. So recognizing that whether they go to college or they go off into a career, that they're able to make adjustments, realizing that, the world is so fluid in terms of some jobs we don't even know existing yet. And a key part of their experience is being connected with somebody from the community, so outside of the schools, who can talk to them about their experiences and what they've gone through to kind of get to where they're at within their career is just so advantageous. And so over the past few years, I do want to highlight Jamie Grant. He is our co-chair of the school council at the high school, who was a big part in helping us craft the vision for Aaron's position, which has really brought us here today. And I also want to do a shout out to the ACES group. So since I've been here as principal, we've been working with them to really try to figure out what's going to be the best way to get our students active in the community while they are going through their high school experience. So a lot of the structures that Aaron's going to talk about in a few minutes really came from our collaboration with them, but then also with the Chamber of Commerce, really working with us to try to do the outreach, and the Newburyport Education Foundation as well, and the Institution for Savings, as they've really tried to work with us in terms of bridging opportunities for students beyond the classroom over my 3.5 years now here in Newburyport. So without further ado, we do want to invite up some of our students and community members who have really kind of helped us see what can work and what can't work as we work to evolve. And so I want to invite up John Elwell, who is here with Nick Forrestel, and Ellie Volkhausen, who is here with Kate Adams, to talk about their experiences over the past year in terms of bridging community with school.
I don't know if I really need this microphone. I was a high school principal for 21 years, so I didn't need a microphone back then, but I guess I do now. I live here in Newburyport. As some of you may know, I was fortunate to have been the principal of Newburyport High School for 2 years. I won't say how many years ago that was, but it was a great experience, and I was transformed from a blue and white Hamilton Wenham General into a crimson and old gold Clipper right away. So I appreciate that. And I also run and own Maple Crest Farm in West Newbury, and I come up with the idea I would like to have some of the trees on the property named so that when people come to the farm, they could learn about trees. Trees are the lungs for all of us, and they help and support us. If we didn't have trees, we wouldn't be here. So I came up with the idea. I also feel still connected to Newburyport High School. I contacted Andy and the administration and explained my goal. They came up with 2 students I interviewed. They were fantastic. One was a student, Jackson Darling, who is a senior. The other was Nicholas, who's here, Forrestel, who is a junior, and he'll speak in just a minute. As I interviewed them, I come up with the idea, you know, I'm being kind of one-sided by having it be on the farm. Why not name the trees around the Indian Hill Reservoir? And so that's what we ended up deciding to do. These 2 students were phenomenal. I have worked with a number of students, thousands probably over the years, and they are at the top of the list. They took and identified 16 trees around that walkway or that roadway. They designed, which I put on your table, signs to go on them. The signs actually that were produced are the full size of the paper. These are reduced when I printed them. We also made sure that their name is on it so they get credit for it. They did a remarkable job of identifying the trees and also talking about the history of the trees. They referenced Native Americans. They referenced how early settlers used certain trees. And these signs we then had to have made up. They were made up by a company in Portsmouth who volunteered for no cost to build the signs. And they're a combination of plastic and aluminum. So they will last for quite a few years. And there are 16 of them. There also are introductory walkways on both ends of the walkway, and there are signage explaining what it's all about. It was a remarkable job, and I'd like Nicholas to come up and explain a little bit about what he got from it and why it is so important. Nicholas, please come up.
Hello, everyone. I learned about this experience for this school last year. At the beginning of the year, they had a meeting showing the different opportunities the school had for internships, and I saw what Mr. Elwell had at Maple Crest Farm. And I thought to myself, wow, this is perfect since I'm really interested in trees and forests from all the hiking we do as a family. And it's great because not only can I do something I'm passionate about, but at the same time I'm earning school credit and I'm standing out for colleges. So it's just a win-win-win for me. And it's also a great way because I already did know quite a bit about trees. Not only could I put that knowledge to use and share it with a lot of other people, but I could build it and improve it further. And through this experience, I was able to learn how to better collaborate with others. I was able to practice my speaking and writing skills, which was somewhat of a challenge, but yeah. And I also learned more about trees, obviously. And I would absolutely recommend that students look into the internship program because there could be something about there that totally relates to your passion and you see an opportunity to make like me and you say, yeah, that's perfect for me. Or even you may just want to explore some new interests and discover more about you, and of course with the benefits of earning school credit and college credit and having fun. Thank you.
Where the signs are on that walkway is now called the Indian Hill Reservoir Tree Walk. And credit goes to Nicholas, who came up with that name. That was fantastic, Nicholas. And I'd like to close by saying two things. First of all, I want to recognize ACES, because that's what actually got me involved in this. And second of all, I think the internships are great experiences for our kids. You heard what he said about how he learned from it, and I think it's a valuable, extended, active learning program for our students. So thank you very much.
I have to lower this. Hi, I'm Ellie Volkhausen, and I work with ACES, and I'm an internship supervisor for Katie Adams, who's a senior at Newburyport High School. And my other activities are, I'm a design director for O'Reilly Media, so I manage a big team of designers. So Katie and I discovered we had a mutual passion for pollinators. And we're both concerned about the alarming rate at which pollinators are disappearing around the world. And this past summer, I had planted with my mom, who used to be an organic farmer, a very small pollinator garden. I live in downtown Newburyport on Spring Street. And so we have a teeny patch that gets sun, enough sun for these pollinator plants. And we ended up, I photographed 3 monarch caterpillars. So in that tiny space, we were able to actually foster these monarchs. And then later on, you don't know where they go exactly, but there was a flurry of monarch butterflies. So it was a success story with a very small experiment. So Katie and I decided that we would start to formalize this and turned it into this internship, thanks in part to Art Courier, who invited Katie to be a youth corps member of ACES, and Aaron, who formalized the internship. And we're right at the beginning. We're just getting this off the ground. It's called Pollinator Powerworks. And I'll let Katie speak a little bit to what we're up to. But I wanted to quickly give you an idea of how I see the internship helping Katie as a springboard into college and work life. I think it's a great prep because we're building these, we're having to collaborate with a lot of people, and we've had the good fortune to have a lot of community support already, even as we've been working on this for a few months. And we're building collaborative skills, organizational skills, team building, and remote collaboration, which are all the things that I do with my team on a daily basis. So even the tools we're using, like Google Slides, Google Docs, Zoom, Google Hangouts, these are all tools that are going to be critical for kids, students coming out of high school into college and then going into the workplace. So, and I wanted to just say I'm continually inspired by Katie's bravery. We're both creative, so we speak in another language, and so getting up in front of people is, a challenge for both of us. So I'm continually inspired by her bravery and her passion. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Katie. I've been working with ACES and Ellie since September, and this experience has been very, very valuable for me this far. I have learned so much about collaboration in a far more professional setting than I'm used to. And I've learned a lot about how the workplace functions working with a lot of professional people. I've been researching and exploring the world of native biodiversity and pollinator gardens, and it has honestly been such a great opportunity for me to learn so much about this world and what I'm passionate about. Ellie, Art, and everyone from ACES has really taught me what it means to think globally and act locally, and we've been talking about going around to local businesses and people with a lot of land and planting pollinator gardens. And I think that is just a really great way to start by acting locally. We are hoping to expand later on and kind of go bigger, further out of Newburyport, but this has just been such a great opportunity so far.
All right, well, I guess it's my turn. So, Aaron Smith, thank you all so much for coming today. I'm sure you're sick of seeing my emails by this point, but guess what? It's not going to get any better. So, coming to Newburyport High School has been outstanding for myself, and just jumping right into the internship program right from the beginning with the 82 students who we have this year, and really trying to get them into placement. Some of you have them, some of you don't. And so we're really coming together to try to talk about the process and also to improve it, right? And so that we can make it better. So I'm a big advocate of not reinventing the wheel, but also working on it and making it better. So if you have ideas or you have things that you feel like we could work better, please just let me know. That's why we're here. We're only going to be able to do that together. All right. So actually going to go. Kind of a quick program overview. Our internships are each semester, okay? So we have semester 1, we have 82 right now. Next semester, I believe I have about 74 students, again, juniors and seniors. And it is a course. They get 2.5 credits for that course for the semester. We do have a few who are going to go from one semester to the next, but majority will end after that semester, which ends around January. I think it's January 21st this year. And then the next group will start. So I will have 2 weeks with them. We're going to be going over what's called signaling success, and that is a training that we do here in the state of Massachusetts, and we're going to work with our students. I've been trained on it for the last few years through DESE, and it's a great opportunity for them to learn kind of soft skills, getting them ready for when they come out to you to be collaborators and be people in your organization that are going to be beneficial and help. So I'll be doing that for the first 2 weeks, and we have a rotating schedule, so 2 weeks is actually not that long. It's usually only maybe 3 to 4 classes, 5 if we're lucky, depending on how it falls and when their schedule is. So again, as I mentioned, just juniors and seniors for right now, and then each year we'll be going over the training with them to do signal success. So if they decide to do it again the next semester, they'll even learn even more as we go through that. One of the big pushes we're having for this coming year is to try to get them to either be in the beginning of their day or the end of their day. Okay, so students could come into your organization or business in the morning, depending on when you're up and going on, and be there until about a little before 7:30, because they have to be back for their next class by 7:28. Okay, so that could be a morning opportunity where if you have things that you need done or want to work with them, or early dismissal, so the end of the day as well too. So about 1:33, they would be out of school and could get themselves there, walk there, drive there, however they would need to get to your area of business. So we're really trying to work with our students and you guys to get them to you earlier. Because we know, sometimes at 2:45 is too late, and or they have sports or a million other things they have going on after school. So we're trying to give them the opportunities built in to the classroom day. It does not mean if they have an internship during the middle of the day that we couldn't get them to you. We're just going to work case by case on that. So if you had something that could be during one of their times in the middle of the day, we'll work on that as well too. I'm not going to take people off the list because they can't do it, but we need to make sure they can get there and get back in time, okay? So next slide, please. So student requirements, and I'm happy to share this information with you. I just kind of going over some of the bullet points. So getting ready, okay, again, students need to be in good academic standing, all right? No major issues and no major disciplinary issues as well too. So I have an application process they'll be filling out, and they will be giving me any of those reports, and I'll be working with the main office to get that information as well. I have an application with policies that they'll be filling out and signing with their parents, okay? So they'll be getting that back to me. They'll be signing it. Parents will be signing it. So I know everybody has seen that information and kind of going over a consent form, which is allowing them to leave school and go so that mom and dad know, or their guardian knows that they're leaving school either or not coming in early, or they're leaving a little earlier in the end of the day. So interning and completing a minimum of 75 hours per semester, okay? So it's about 5 hours per week. Again, give or take, you guys might have opportunities. I was talking to some of you guys earlier, that stuff at home that they can be doing on their off time remotely. Great. As long as they're logging their hours, and we'll go over that in a second, that's fine. It could be weekend hours, right? So I'm fine with that as well too. So it just depends on what you have for them and what your internship is and the experience that we can get out of it. But we're really trying to have them to have about that 75 hours or more, right? So the minimum is 75. More is great if we can get that as well too. And then they will be submitting a weekly journal. So that is information just kind of how they've been doing that week. What were they working on it? And I'm going to talk over this in those beginning couple of weeks to let them know it does not have to be a page long. It can be, maybe they had a lot of stuff going on. But for the majority, it's just a quick check-in so that when I go in, and it's all going to be through their Google Classroom, I can go in and have access to that to see. And hopefully as your site supervisor, I'm going to give you access as well too. So we're all on the same page with that information. All right, and they'll also be having a time log, and that again is going to be a Google Sheet that we'll have shared between you and me as the supervisor and coordinator, and so that we're all on the same page and making sure that they're doing and saying when they're there and when they're going to be there. I am all about whatever your dress code situation is, which is fine, and I'm going to prepare them in the beginning to be ready for kind of, I like to call it business casual, right? Not jeans and a t-shirt, but just looking nice when they come. Then you guys will have that conversation with them, and it might be during the interview process. You can talk that out. What are they going to need to, what's your dress code, or how are you like them to dress in that process? Again, I always say kind of dress for success, but after the interview process, it'll be between you guys. They're going to provide their own transportation. So again, walking, biking, however they're going to get there. A lot of them do have cars or parents that can take them, so that'll be great, but not everybody does. So we'll work those things out as well. But they need to work on providing that. We don't have transportation. And then communicate during normal business hours. I've had some people come up in the past that said, hey, we had an intern before, but that 10:30 text at night was just a little out there. So we're going to talk about those things as well too, that what are your normal business hours? What are you willing to work with our students on? Because I'm okay with at 9 o'clock at night emailing, getting the stuff back. But as soon as 10 hits, I'm done, right? So that's my hit, right? So you guys got to figure that out with them as well too, okay? And again, I'm more than willing to work with those things and talk with students, and if there's any issues that do arise. Next, please. Okay, so your kind of requirements, okay? Working with the students and me to kind of be aligned with what our expectations are, kind of what we're talking about right now, right? Provide a minimum of the 75 hours. So if you can do that, that's fantastic. And maybe if you're kind of wondering if you can do that, again, let's have a conversation and try to figure that out as well too. Internships can be paid or unpaid. Completely up to you. We have a mix right now, I would say 50-50. And it's whatever you're willing to do and or feel comfortable with, or again, free is fine. Again, they're getting this experience out of this that I think is the most beneficial part as well too. And then completing an evaluation form twice a year. Right now it's in your packet on behind the information. It's the Mass Work-Based Learning Plan. We're going to make that online, so it'll be a Google form, really easy to fill out. And again, it's only twice a year in the beginning and then again at the end. It's really a great tool for them and you to work together to feel out what they're working on really well and what they need to work on as they move forward. And then again, that's again in the beginning of the year. And then again at the end, kind of reassess. Are they still doing those things well? Or did they work on the things that they were challenged with before? And maybe some of the projects they were working on. So again, not a heavy lift with that. I'm going to put it on the Google form so we don't have to have the paper copies and stuff anymore and get rid of that. And then be available for them, okay, during your normal business hours as you go through it. And that's, again, on you. Whether it's during the week, during the weekends, you guys will figure that stuff out as well. Provide the workers' compensation insurance through your workers' insurance. If you have questions about that, we can talk about it offline as well. And then any community partner that's going to be a one-on-one situation, like you own your own business and you're just one person, you do need to be Corey formed, and I have that available in your packet. There's a little link as well to both of those things. And then support your students and interns developing skills and knowledge, okay, to provide. Because again, this is a learning opportunity experience. And we really want them learning from you, not only for what your organization is doing, but like we heard from our students, the collaborative, working together, the skills they need to have for when they leave to go and get a career after school and or go to college and work together in groups as well. So these are all skills we're helping them work. But we want to make sure that they are supporting you and your organization's outcome as well too. This isn't just a place for them to be babysat every day, before or after school. We really want this to be a dual experience on your side and on theirs as well too. Okay. So getting involved, as Mayor Holliday said, we have lots of ways to get involved. We really want to kind of open that up. So if right now is not the time where you can take on someone for 75 hours, for that semester, or 4 to 5 a week, we have the hosting obviously, but then you could sponsor a job shadow day. Maybe right now you could just have someone come and watch you for a day. I have a class I teach where I have lots of students with internships, but also college and career readiness. So we have a lot of people that are interested in just kind of seeing what you're doing, right, and being out there. Come and be a guest speaker and talk about your career experience. Talk about your experience either through high school and college, or maybe you didn't go to college, and what has it been for you in your work life, okay, and be a guest speaker. And we have lots of classes that come to me all the time that want people to come in, and we're going to do a guest speaker series in the spring. And then mentor and intern. If this is something you just feel like you can be a mentor to someone, again, not hosting, having them come in, that's helpful too. Just someone they can go to, bounce ideas off of. I know I have those people in my life all the time that are not from here, and they're all over the country just with the jobs I've had in the past, and they're wonderful people to have. So building those relationships, and I think we're already seeing some of them that are being built already, which is pretty cool. And then advising a club. If there's a club thing that you're involved in now in your life, right? We have our environmental club and people that are helping out with that. You want to come in and be part of that, we can work with some of our club advisors to get outside people involved. We really want to get the community more involved in what we're doing. And or if you would like to help out anywhere financially as well too, we're always open to that as well. So again, any one of these ways, or if you think of another way, please let me know. We want to be able to have you as a partner in one way or another. And then also, tell your friends, right? If you guys can tell other people in the community what you're doing and what we're doing and getting them involved, that would be wonderful. And I'm always happy to come and meet with them in offices and anywhere around the city as well too. And connecting with students, okay? As you see in the first in your in the folder, there is the kind of partnership information that if you are interested, you can fill that out and I'll take it. You don't have to give it today, you can send it to me, or the QR code right there you can scan with your phone, and I've made it a Google form online that you can fill out as well too. That information is really helpful. As we are going to build, it's coming soon as it says, a database online. It's going to be an internship website off of our Newburyport High School website, College and Career. It's going to be right on there. And it's going to be, I'm going to steal from the chamber, who does a wonderful job. If you guys haven't seen theirs, definitely go to it. With all the people they have partnerships and members with their links, and it's clickable, and it's everything kind of in one place. Like if you're looking for places to stay or activities or food, they're all kind of there. And that's how this is going to be when we get there. So I need your information if you're interested in being a part of that, so that when I meet with students, we have that information ready to go. And then also we're going to be having an internship fair that I'm starting just now to plan as I get through this process for the spring. So I'll be more in touch about that as well too. So this is what our database will look like for right now. It's going to have the name of the organization, contact information, and then kind of a little bit of responsibilities, and then educational opportunities as well. So right now it's just going to be a Google form. I'll have that up for all my students coming in for this next semester. So if you guys are interested, we'll have that available to go. And then this is what we're going to turn into that online website database moving forward, probably over the spring and the summer, to be ready. The goal is to be ready for next fall going out. So again, yeah, Anna Jakes is one we had this year. Go to the next. And Knoll Edge, where my daughter goes, I kind of roped them into being a part of it, and they're super excited to have actually 2 students coming in. But this is also, I wanted to give them as an example, not only because I think it's a great opportunity for kids thinking about working with little ones for education, but this is an opportunity where if you as the organization who we're working with has specific requirements, this is where we can put that, okay? To work with them in a child care facility, they have to be COVID vaccinated, flu vaccinated, have their TB shots, all right? And they would like them to be CPR certified if they can. Again, these are the places we can put this information, so when students are looking through it quickly and kind of seeing who's out there, they know what some of those things, oh, no, I don't have those qualifications, or yeah, I meet all of these, and then they can sign up, work with Sarah and say, hey, I'm interested in doing internship, can we meet to make that interview? And then that's the connection. I'll go over that in a minute. So next, Zach, who's here today. We have different organizations, again, all plethora, and he was willing, which is awesome, to work and talk about arts, music, education, what it's like to have a small business, in Newburyport. So it can be lots of everything. It doesn't just have to be the music aspect of what they do, right? So again, having that in there as well too. Next, Maple Crest Farm, right? We know John is doing great work out there and the opportunities they have. And I'll give another shout out to ASA as well too, because I did steal a lot of this information from them. They have a wonderful database that we're using in the past. So this is kind of all the information just turned into a little different format of what they're doing. And next. And then, okay, so again, to become a partner, inside your folder, if you're not already, you can scan that and fill it out, or you can fill out that form. If you're a paper person like me, you can fill it out and I'll take it from you. And I'll make sure I will make you a database like that so our students have that information to go through as we move forward. Okay, and then again, I did put behind there the work-based learning form so you can just see what that is if you've never filled it out or don't know what it is. We work with DESE and our Mass Hire affiliates, which we have a vet here from a Mass Hire, and we work really well with them and in tandem to make sure that we're having students be ready and be qualified and going through those, not just go out, do it, and come back and not really talk about what's going on and what's working and what's not. So those are important forms to go through. Okay, next. And then now is kind of, does anyone have specific questions, concerns, stuff they want to ask now? Yes, please.
I do. I'm Pam Jameson. I'm the art teacher at Wesleyan School, and I was talking with Mary Ann earlier. I've been on the Business Coalition, the NF, the whole thing, over like 26 years of being in this district, and only in this district. So I like to say that because I like to do it. And we used to have high school interns come down to the res as future teachers of America and that kind of thing. And I think that needs to be revived again and get these kids down there, because I had a handful of them over my years, and it's just a great opportunity for those kids that want to go in that direction.
For sure. Thank you for sharing. And that is one of our pushes. So Mr. Wolf and I are working with the other principals from the schools to get that kind of pathway going. So we'll be having more students, and not just the arts and music and all the things, but even just to help out outside during recess or during lunchtime and things as well. So we are definitely working on those. There's also a new thing right now with DESE and Mass Hire to get specifically to seniors to get them into the education pathway, to be helpful for teachers' assistants and doing stuff when subs, so they can work with that lower grade. And that's actually something we're working on as well too. So for sure, definitely. Thank you. Yes, Zach.
I just have a statement. I'll stand up. Can everybody hear me okay? Sure. Zach Field from Zach Field Drums and Music here in Newburyport, Amesbury. So we hosted an intern this time around, and it was eye-opening for me. It was great. So there's been a lot of talk about, how great this is for the students, and of course that's why we're all here, because we want to mentor, be there for the students. And I've taught students for I should probably start saying 25 years now. All right, today's the day. 25 years. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of students. I've also, I manage as a business owner 30 or so adult musicians who are similar to children as well. I can say that because I'm a musician as well. And what was eye-opening for me is I've had students that I've known over the years who I've taught, with me here and there, but I've never had somebody come in who I didn't know. And what it's done for me as a business owner, it's helped me look at my systems and what kind of a leader I am and how much more I need to be clear on, all of my systems, what my expectations are, because, when you hire adult employees, you're hoping by the time, they're coming in, they're self-motivated, they know how to do a lot of things on their own. That is not the case for kids. And so for me as a business owner and for you, it's really helped me put my systems in place, learn how to be more clear. Very, very eye-opening. So it's huge, it's great. And it's also been a great way for me to look in my business and be like, okay, what other things have I been trying to get done that we've just not had the time for? So it's awesome. I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zach.
Sorry about the musician comment too.
I can second that.
Anybody's yes?
My name is Ed. I'm a landscape with Hancock Associates here in town. We're from the covered state as well as all over. And as a land surveyor, we are a rather ignored profession. And students go into civil engineering, and we're a profession, and I have no questions about that. My intern happens to be also from civil engineering. But we are starving for the young people to be interested in what we do. And I've been in this business for 44 years, and it was a very successful endeavor for myself. And I'd like to see this for the young people. So anything I can do to help with that.
Thank you. Well, again, thank you. Oh, so,
I just want to, our courier, and I want to say that the students that have grown and developed from the experiences they've had with ACES is extraordinary. So I just ask you to challenge them. They don't want to just keep busy. They want to grow from it. They definitely look at the fact that in their portfolio for going to college is going to be the experience you provide. So think about it that way. And Zach, what you just said, we haven't had time to get this done. How can we get it done? Great type of project.
thank you, Art. Someone else?
I'm Michelle Develop, nurse practitioner. I've always had students shadow me for the day, so even though I may not be able to do like a full internship, I love having kids ask questions. I get their hands dirty. I talk about the different opportunities and empowering them to say, this is maybe part of nursing or medicine that you're not aware of. Critical thinking, I ask them questions, I get them totally involved, take away any fear they might have about, being in the profession, and making it very easy to ask questions. And I've had a couple people that when I got their hands really wet, they were just like, you know what? This is not for me. So it's always great, and I'm looking forward to doing that for our high school.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. What we learn and do in internships, and I'm talking about the students, helps them figure out what they like and what they don't like. It's still a good experience. And that's what I'm going to be talking with them about it. What they need to take away from that, good or bad, is still the experience. It's still a resume builder. It's still someone who we, even if they didn't like it, to help maybe do a letter of recommendation. They can say, oh, you know what, I noticed the student didn't like it, but they still stuck with it. They still did the project. They still did the things I was asking them to, not just shutting down after they go through that. So those will be things we're working with them on as well, too, because it's still a good experience. I worked in McDonald's when I was in high school. How many people had high school jobs they didn't like, right? Almost everybody, right? I knew what I didn't want to do for the rest of my life, okay? I don't want to burn my hands anymore. I don't want to take people's money, right? We have to do those jobs sometimes to figure out what we like about it, but I love the customer service aspect. I was good at that part, right? And I got seen for that by managers, and those are the kind of things that we want and that we're going to instill in our students as we move forward, okay? Awesome. So any other questions? I don't want to leave people hanging. Yes, go ahead, Sean.
Take a moment. I just want to thank everybody, and I really believe, my experience, my previous experience, we developed a comprehensive internship program. And I think our goal, work with Andy and Aaron, is if we can have our students two things. One, experience a college level class, before they graduate. That's why we really built up the dual enrollment. But the other really important piece is having a comprehensive internship, real work experience before they graduate is essential for them to be successful in college and career. So those experiences, as Mr. Curry has said, are very, very important. Going back to our nursing comment, I think that's awesome because we need a lot of students. From my experience with internships, some want to be elementary school teachers, some want to be nurses, and then they go out in the real world and they realize they really don't like working with little kids. And now they've applied to a college for education, or they applied to nursing and they don't like to see blood. They didn't recognize that. So it's just a great experience. And talking to Megan, we just shared that. She actually, I remember when I was a teacher and a coach, and we developed a weight room and a weight program, and she was we hired her as an internship as the first female weight instructor. So
It was great.
So anyways, it's such a great experience, and I really, having you all be part of this vision is just gonna make our community so much stronger. So I just wanted to, all my heart, thank you all for coming out, because I think these little experiences that we've already had and seen the benefit, just gonna grow. So thank you all very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. And please grab some food. You're gonna hit the next slide. Take things with you. Grab some more coffee. Please stay free. Mingle. Happy to talk with people as they go through. So thank you guys so much again for coming today. Thank you.